Okay, welcome back to Church's Bottom of the Ninth. It's nice to be back here in the saddle. Been a while since I've been doing this. Since the last time, I was really having difficulty with my microphone and my computer setup. Since then, I've gone ahead and bought a whole new system. I have an incredible microphone system. Really pleased with the way it's turning out. So I really am excited to get this thing going again. Instead of restarting the Twins out of the play or out of Let's Play or out of the Park 22, I thought what I would do is just pick up where we left off. And I'm going to get this episode's kind of going to be a recap of what we had done in the previous season. Right now, it's currently November 24th and 2021. We're in the off season. The Twins have come off a very good year. We actually performed much better than expected and had a couple of transitions in the off season. We lost a couple players, but we do have a plan going forward. So I thought I'd start off here. This is what our goals were. They were to win the championship, upgrade at well, this is what our new goals are from Polad. He wants us to win the championship, upgrade at catcher, get something better than Ryan Jeffers, sign Simmons again, but we actually let him go in free agency, so that's not a possibility. And he wants us to reach the World Series. So those are pretty reasonable aspirations or expectations, I should say. Just to give you a real quick idea, our market size is above average. Fan loyalty is good loyalty with a fan interest of 87. And I think that's coming off of the fact that we had 104 wins with 58 losses and took the Central pretty much by storm. We were up by 20 games, which was pretty nice, given that we didn't do a whole lot of changes initially. We made a change at first base. Sanyo was gone, and then we ended up getting Mountcastle from Baltimore. Picked him up to be our first baseman, and we'll walk through the team here in a second, but I thought I'd just go over what we did in the postseason. Well, actually, let's go to the standings first, and we'll see how each division did. In the East, in the AL East, Tampa Bay took it by 6 games over Toronto. The Yankees and the Red Sox are just kind of sucking wind here, 16 and 19 games back. I love seeing the Yankees get pummeled, and I look forward to pummeling them. But I would like them to be competitive, get a lot more enjoyment out of that when they're actually a good team. In the Central, we got the Twins, obviously our team. We're 20 games ahead of since the Cleveland Indians. We're not going to change it to the Guardians. Sorry, maybe down the road, but for now it's the Indians. And then we got the White Sox came in at 25 games back, and the Tigers 45 games back. So they need some help. We were beat by 1 game out of the Angels out of the West. They had 105 wins with 57 losses. But the Houston Astros, 17 games back, did make it to the playoffs. The Mariners, Athletics, and the Rangers followed suit in that division. In the East, for the National League, we had the Braves. In the Central, we had the Brewers. And then in the West, the Dodgers. They were the best team in baseball with 112 wins. The Padres, who ended up winning it all, came in at 103 wins. And we'll take a look here at how the playoffs went. So if we come down here, you can see Houston got smoked by Toronto. The Angels beat up Toronto 3-2. The Twins beat Tampa Bay 3-1. And then the Angels took us out in the championship series 4-2. And then went on to get their ass handed to them by the Padres. I was really kind of surprised to see the Padres take the Dodgers in the divisional series, best of 5. But there they are. Tatis got his ring. So they are the current champions. This gives you an idea. You can take a quick look at the batting leaders and then the pitching leaders, respectively. Nelson Cruz, RBIs, top of the food chain there, as well as in home runs. You get 54 home runs and 145 RBIs. So that's going to hurt not having him in the lineup. But he was looking for, if we can go to Season Center, you can see he's 41 years old. He wants $44 million a year over 5 years. And we're simply not going to pay that kind of money. The other player that we lost here is Simmons, right here. Excellent shortstop if we take a look at him. Defensive ratings are fantastic. He's 32 years old, still very productive at the plate. but he wanted quite a bit, 28 million, and he wants 6 years. Now I know we can do some negotiating. I'm sure we could get him down to a shorter time frame. I'm just not interested in tying that up. We've got some players coming up, and frankly, I needed to make some room to get some of these younger players some at bats. So I'll be interested to see where Cruz goes and where Simmons goes, and for what they ended up taking for salary. So let's take a look at our lineup, our pitching and our lineup real quick. Give you a quick rundown on where we're at. For pitching, we got a hole in the fourth slot. That was a Shoemaker, who currently is out with shoulder inflammation. He's got about 3 weeks left. Um, I'm not sure he's going to make it on the roster. He's a free agent after 22. He's about 3.5 million on salary. His ERA last year, he was 10-4, the 3.59, so he was very serviceable. I'm just not sure how he's going to do. I've got a couple guys here in AAA, specifically Bailey Ober, and then we've got Lewis Thorpe. And I want these two guys to kind of battle it out in spring training with Shoemaker to see how that fits. Pretty happy at the top of the rotation. We've got Penta Medea, we got Jose Barros, AJ Puck. And if you don't recall, if you were listening before, AJ Puck, my family grew up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and the Puck family's from Iowa. And so we have kind of an affinity. And I wanted to make a trade with Oakland to get AJ over. And we've got him kind of torn because his stamina is only at 45, so I'm not sure he'll be a great starter. I need to have a good bullpen behind him. But he's very good, and it's fun to watch. So that's kind of a personal or sentimental pickup there. But pretty happy with the top three, 4 and 5. Devin Smeltzer, amazing control, but stuff and movement are a little suspect. He ended up going 5 and 4 with a 4.55 ERA. So I mean, not horrible, not great. We'll see what we can do there. In regards to the bullpen, Taylor Rogers and Duffy are pretty solid. Taylor Rogers is acting as the closer for now. Colome is gone. He voided his contract and moved on with us. So we got a hole to fill there. He was our setup guy with Duffy. Duffy's with us, 3.6 mil, not too bad. He's very serviceable. Thilbar, Stashik, Alka, and Randy Domnak, who always is seemingly fighting for a starting position. He's our long relief. But we've got a bid out for Archie Bailey. Let's take a look here and see. Go to free agents. Yeah, right here. Archie Bradley. So we've got a contract offer out for him. 4 years, 10 million a pop, so $40 million. Looking to get him in possibly as the setup. So we're going to see here, we're going to sim ahead in a little bit and see if he signs with us. And then if you go to the Twins lineup, let's take a look and see what we've got. We've got a couple holes. Like I said, Simmons is gone and Cruz is gone. Cruz obviously was the 4 spot. Simmons was our 8. But I'm not too worried. If you come over here and we look at our player development screen, and we'll go to current ratings, you can see we've got Alex Kirilloff, Byron Buxton, and Max Kepler, and they kind of make up our outfield. Kirilloff is solid. He's young. He's inexpensive. He's got to be a Twin for a long time. Plays left and right respectively well. He's got good range, air, and arm, and moderately serviceable on the base paths. And he was hitting, average was what, 348? I'll take that. All right. So we got him in left. Byron Buxton, we managed to get him to sign a contract, 5 years for 16 million, I believe it is. And pretty excited about that. Fans are happy to have him back, as are we. Like I say, 16 million, I could not believe. 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. But that's the top end. I'm pretty happy with that. My big question is, can he stay healthy? If he stays healthy and he stays productive, it's money well spent. And then we've got Max Kepler over here in right. He's kind of a Twins staple. His contact, I need to get that up a little bit higher. For some reason, he was dropping a little. He was only hitting 261, and I'd like to get him north of 275 for sure. But he's a pretty good right fielder. So we've got him. So the right field looking good. We've got Mountcastle, like I said, we made a trade with Baltimore for him. And I like to have him as our first baseman. He still has some developing to do. He's young, he's 24. And again, the nice price at 570. So we've got him. Astilio is another option here. He can either do catch first, third. He's kind of a utility guy for us now. But it'll be Castle and Williams trying to get out on first. We got Blanco at second for now. And he's going to stay there for a little bit. Pretty good second baseman. At least Atlanta thought so. But this guy right here, Tucker McKnight, he's looking, I'm confident he's going to develop well. I just absolutely am infatuated with this and his ability to turn a double play. So I really am hoping this comes along and develops into the player we're hoping he'll be. Then he's going to be paired up with a very young Royce Lewis, who's now in AAA down with the St. Paul Saints. And we're going to see if we can get him in spring training to develop a little bit, maybe give him some major league experience this season. But he'll be our shortstop, nice and fast on the base paths, pretty good eye, avoids Ks. And then for third base, we've got either Williams again or Ariz. Right now, I think Ariz is going to move to second behind Blanco. And then we got Jeffers, who's not too bad. We do have Hedges, who I'm probably going to play him more often than not, simply for his ability to play catcher and call a game. I think these stats right here really have an impact and out of the park in simulating. So I'm thinking this is going to be our guy for most of the catching. We've got a young guy named drafted, I believe his name is Jose Garcia. And let's actually, if we go to potential ratings, yeah, there, Garza, that's it, Luis Garza. Hoping this guy develops as well. He was a draft pick. He was round 8, 244th pick overall. So I'm hoping he'll come up. So I'm kind of liking where we're going in terms of youth. We've got Miranda coming up as a first baseman. Hopefully he'll develop some home run power. But I love his contact potential and his Ks. He's good at the first base and serviceable on the base paths. So he potentially could be very strong for us in the future. And then Aaron Sabato coming up out of Double A team, the Wind Surge. Wichita Wind Surge. He has some home run potential, and like to have power at the corners. So hopefully he'll come along in the next couple of years. But as you can see, our future for the bats is looking pretty good. Future for pitching, we've got his starting pitcher, Johan Duran. Hopeful this guy's going to develop nicely. I've had other simulations where he's turned out to be quite phenomenal. So I'm hopeful that he'll do that in this one as well. Not familiar with Will Bender, but he could be good. Well, he was a second round pick. 21. He was our second round pick. He was our 64th overall. So hopefully Mr. Bendar will develop nicely. And then again, Trevor Larnock. He's not in St. Paul. He's going to get some at bats this year. And then Jordan here, he looks like he could potentially be good. At the Cedar Rapids Colonels, our A team. And so with him, and we've got Johan Duran. Will Sands might be potentially pretty good. What is he doing down AAA? He was 9-5 with a 3.43, so it's coming along. So we've got some things coming up that are looking positive. We don't have to go crazy in the free agents market, which is great. And frankly, I just kind of want to see how this team will do before we do some moves. I do have some ideas. We'll see how we start off the season and how we. But right now, what we're at, the next stop is Hall of Fame voting. Then we've got the winter meetings. And I think what I'm going to do is we'll pause and we'll get to that point. We're also going to see about that contract that we've got out for relief pitching. We're going to see how that comes along. And then we'll do the winter meetings and then the Rule 5 draft and Hall of Fame and preseason. And we'll see where we go from there. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and advance a little bit. We're going to pause and we'll be back and see if we get that relief pitcher to sign with us. Okay, I just wanted to stop here, and we're going through the mail. We're advancing a few days at a time. We did have some news. It looks like Nelson Cruz did get signed. The team, the fans weren't pleased. He got, they say the interest almost crashed. But we did get a supplemental first round pick, and he ended up going to, oh my God, the freaking awesome. So the guys that took us out last year now have acquired the super bat. Let's see what he signed for, $36.5 million. And he signed up through 24. So they got him for a 3-year deal. So he came down a little bit in the money in 1 year. So that might have been a mistake. We'll see. We'll find out. It does look like we also got a trade proposal from the Boston Red Sox. They want to send 33-year-old relief pitcher Marcus Walden over to us. He's salary-wise, a nice price of $570, and he's in arbitration. And Noah Song will send us. He's 24 years old. Potentially could be decent. Double A was 9-4 with a 3.49 ERA. His ERA plus was 1.15. They had a WAR of 1.3. And in exchange, what they want is Jake Cave. And I'm thinking this is a great deal. I like Jake in real life. In the game here, I'm not a big fan of his. He has some, the outfield ability, but I just don't see much happening here. So I think we're going to say yes to this trade. So we're going to say a complete trade. Even Thad Levine says yes. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And Nelson Cruz, look at that. And Ramos, Denny signed, wow, look at that. 26 years old, 135 million. Wow. Wow. Okay. So Sox signed him for a while. He was a Cuban guy that came out the international market. Boy, the Sox stepped up and bought him. And there it is. So we're going to see what else is going to happen here. I'm going to continue on. No word from our Archie about signing with us. So we'll wait and see. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so we got an email update from Archie Bradley. We got a hunch that nobody else will come close to your offer, yet it would be free agency if I didn't hang out and consider other options now would it? So it looks like no one's biting at him except for us. And he's prepared to have us go ahead and sign. So we'll see if he jumps on board. Back in a minute. Okay, here we are. We're at the Hall of Fame voting. And this is something I always kind of struggle with a little bit. Because for me, it's either you're going to go purely by stats, someone who's purely worthy of it, or is it going to be someone who has some kind of emotional connection? Some of these players were kind of fan favorites and may not have the best stats wise, but they kind of meant something to you as a baseball fan. So these are the 10 that I'm going with. And I know Clemens is going to be a big issue because of the steroid issue. But I love that guy. Thought he was a baller for sure. And then, of course, I got Torrey Hunter and Joe Nathan for the Twins. I got to vote for them. And then Big Papi Ortiz, I bet he'll get in right away. I like Andy Pettit. He was a great competitor for the Yankees. As much as I hate the Yankees, I like Pettit. I got Manny Ramirez. A-Rod is probably going to go in first shot. Kurt Schilling, knucklehead he is. Jeff Kent. and Todd Helton. So those are my choices for the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to go ahead and submit the ballot on that. And that is done. Let's see what the next thing is the winter meetings are going to be starting. We did have some trades and so forth going on. Looked like, what was the one? Oh, I forgot to mention this. The Twins, we picked up, it was since we lost Simmons as a shortstop, we went ahead and traded a couple of minor leaguers for Amelias, who is a decent shortstop defensively. So I got him as kind of a stopgap measure. Not the best on the bat, serviceable, decent on the base pass, but defensively pretty strong. So I've got him thinking he can kind of be a mentor a little bit to Royce Lewis. So that was the one other trade that we did with Pittsburgh. And that was in the previous episode, which I've actually dumped all those episodes because, God, the mics was so bad. The sound was horrible. But we did have a trade. What was it? Texas and Houston. Yeah, Joey Gallo ended up going to Houston. So they ended up picking him up. Who did they trade? Joey Gallo, along with Horace Whitley and Pedro Leon and Nathan Perry. Kind of a big trade here. I was kind of surprised to see Gallo go, but well, look at that K, ugly, ugly. Um, but that was one of the bigger trades. And then we got Cruz, compensation. Ramos signs with Boston. Huge contract. And then kind of some smaller deals. But Archie Bradley is talking to us. Doesn't look like anyone else has done. We've got the Hall of Fame voting done. Then we're going to go ahead and get to the winter meeting. So be right back. Okay, so the winter meetings have come and gone. There were some minor trades that went down. We had some offers, nothing that I liked. White Sox wanted to send us a pitcher here. Wanted to send us Dallas for two of our potentially good outfielders, young outfielders, Garlick and Larnock. And there's just no way I'm going to do that. So I like this guy too much. So we rejected that trade. But now we're at the Rule 5 draft. So let's go ahead and see what the draft pool is. See if we have anybody in the top. Anyone we need to protect. Yeah, we got to protect Jordan. So we're going to go ahead and get Jordan off that list. Put him on the secondary. And Charlie Barnes. He's a lefty. See what we've got. Roster and transit. What do we have? We have 38. So I got two more spots. So let's see. St. Paul, do we keep Charlie Barnes? Or do we run the risk of letting him go? Thinking we might let him go. Worcester. Bowling Green. Seeing anybody. It's too big of it. St. Paul. So let's see what we got here in terms of pitchers. Maybe we could grab a young gun. Because he's 26 years old. Just really needs some help there. Spencer Adams, you're not going to do it. Adcock, potentially could be pretty good. A lefty out of the University of Michigan. I'm going to have to pass on that, though. Add on. Nope. Chapai? Don't think that's going to happen. Ken. I don't see anyone that we need. This is just pitchers, though. Let's see what we've got about all players. Go to all batters. There's someone. That. Closer. Look at this young man. Ah, we could pick him up. What did he do? He was always a Yankee. A dog is a Yankee. Let's see. Do we even take a chance? 3.4 million. Or bad. God, that might be a nice little free agent pickup. His control isn't the greatest. Well, what's the worst case scenario? He goes back to the Yankees, right? Into the 367. 18, he was 6.5. 6.56. 3-2. He threw how many innings pitched? 61. Got 9 home runs. I don't know. It's potentially good, though. He's fastball, slider, changeup. Changeup is nice. Boy, I don't know. Here's your next best option. Nope. And no. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is just go ahead to the draft. And I'm not interested in picking anybody up. So we're going to just go ahead and complete the draft. Got to start and let's just do auto draft complete and see if anybody gets picked up. Christ, we lost Ober. God, we lost. Good Lord. We lost Ober. So he is now a Cub. There's our catcher issue. He's gone. Ben's playing for Detroit. Sorry, buddy. And Griffin Jacks went. A little surprise there. He went to the Cubs as well, so the Cubs are desperate. So that kind of solves that problem. The rosters in transition. Charlie Barnes is looking better now. Damn it. Lewis Thorpe. He might be getting a shot. Brandon Waddell. Hopefully Duran will come up. Might bring him up on a double A. What was he hit? He was 5-8 with a 5.86 on a triple A. We'll see what he does. Cole Sands. He's not too bad. 3.43, 9-5. So that was a little unexpected. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to auto draft. We're going to go sim all the way through to Hall of Fame voting results. So we'll be back here in just a minute. Okay, so we did have some progress with Archie Bradley. He is now a Twin. He ended up signing with us 4 years, $40 million, and over 4 years. And kind of excited. Might add some spark to the Twins roster. So let's go ahead. We've got him thrown up here. Let's go to our pitching. And ask Spadelli what he would do for the. Yep, right there is a setup. And we got Marcus Walden that we got in that trade. He looks like he's got a shot at the middle relief. So right now our pitching is looking okay. Matt Shoemaker is back to health. Um, not too bad on the pitching yet, but on the lineups we're still missing a couple guys. But we'll take care of that in spring training, right? That's the whole point of it. So let's see. We're going to go to Hall of Fame voting results. So it's December 4th. It's Christmas right now. We're going to go ahead and auto play until the Hall of Fame results. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, now as we lost Cruz to the Angels in free agency, it seems that Simmons signed with a club, and he is currently with the San Francisco Giants. They're paying him 16.8 million over 4 years, so he got close to what he was looking for. Not exactly close, but still, that's a hell of a lot. I mean, we got Byron Buxton. Um, so congratulations to him going to the Giants. Doesn't look as if there's any compensation for him, so no big deal there. Um, and that's it. We're closing in, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, so here are the Hall of Fame results. We got Rodriguez, A-Rod made it in, of course, and so did David Ortiz. Schilling, Clemens, and Bonds were dropped, as was Sammy Sosa. And then a bunch of other guys down here at the bottom that not too surprising. Um, the Twins, though, Torrey Hunter's still in the hunt, as is Joe Nathan. Joe Nathan actually 29.6 for his first year, and Hunter got 18.6. So hopefully those guys will make it in. I'm not too surprised to see the Clemens and Bonds and Schilling and the whole steroid thing. Uh, they did not make it in, but that's kind of where we are. Ortiz is inning as a Red Sox. Still can't believe the Twins got rid of him. But there you have it. Okay, our next stop is going to be the preseason. So we're going to sim to that point, and then we'll check in. So see you in just a minute. Okay, we're at the preseason stage right now. Polehead, our owner, has given us a financial update. Looks like we've got 176 million available for total team expenses for the season. So if we go to our front page, you can see there's total expenses is 174.9. So we are right there, right on the edge. But we got a pretty heavy scouting and developmental budget. And I think for player development, yeah, I mean, we're a little excessive. I like to put money in the bank. Some people say it's a waste. I mean, I kind of think if you're going to be running a team, you're going to be spending these kind of dollars in these positions anyway. So trying to emulate that. Boy, we've had a lot of trade offers for this Trevor Larnach. He is clearly getting a lot of attention. Some of them are pretty decent. One of them was from the Yankees. Absolutely no way going to make a trade with them. But it's been interesting to see the offers come in, all of which we pretty much have said no to. Let's kind of quickly go through off-season summary by team. Let's see. There's Arizona. They lost 3.4 in WAR, and they've picked up 0.7. The Braves have been a little busy. You can see who they've picked up here. Austin Barnes. The Orioles, God bless them. They lost 6.6. They've picked up 4.5. Red Sox have been very busy. They've got some interesting picks in pitching department. And the Sox, I'm trying to see if anyone's had a major game. I'd have to say the Cubs have done well. They've added 10.1, and they lost 17 players for a total of 3.9. So they got Chris Taylor and Javier Baez, who they've picked up. So the Cubs theoretically should be making some pretty good improvement. Tigers, man. Houston, um, I think they just signed one of our Colome signed with them. Take a look at the news. I think Kyle, yeah, he did. Colomay just signed with the Houston Astros. So he'll pocket 10.6 million. So good for him. And let's see, the next thing up is spring training, March 3rd. So right now it's February 1st. We're going to go ahead and sim up to March 3rd and we'll see where we're at. So we'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so we're getting close to spring training. A couple of things. We have a couple more offers from the Yankees for some players, which we've rejected. We did find a couple of potential players out of the Dominican Republic. Sean Johnson found our Ramon Sosa to be a starting pitcher. Looks like he's got a fastball, cutter, slider, and a changeup. Slider and the changeup potentially being pretty good. So we've got him signed up, only 17 years old. And then we also had a 16-year-old that we found, Jonathan Sanchez, who is a right fielder. And he looks like he might develop into something. We'll see. Hopefully, he's better than a lot of the guys we find out in the weeds. So I'm hopeful that we got something good there. And then we got Jose Barros is asking us to start a charity. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So we'll help him by starting a charity. So we're going to go ahead and send out to spring training. We'll see you in just a sec. Okay, so here we are at spring training for the 22 season. And let's see what we've got in regards to rosters and transactions. So we've got 39 players invited. And let's see, for pitching, looks like Curtis Taylor was called up. Ian Hamilton, I like. He's going to get going there for us. Tyler Wells was invited up. Lewis Thorpe was invited up. Duran was invited up. And Zovic. So pitching wise, got some interesting players we're going to take a look at. One thing I like to do is I like to just clear the pitching staff. That way, and I go a 6-man rotation with starter number. And so that's that. And then for the lineups, yeah, Celestino was invited up, as was Adu, Garlic, Blankenhorn, Wander Javier. Gordon was invited up. Brent Ricker. And Miranda was along with Jeff. So I'm going to go to the lineups. Excuse me, we're going to clear all the lineups and all the depth charts. So we're going to see what we've got. Looks like Gordon's learning third and Jose Miranda learning first. So Miranda is learning pretty well, I would say. Okay, so there we are. Let's go to our schedule and see who we've got. We got a game against Toronto. We'll go all the way out throughout the month. We got a break on the 15th and the 16th, and then again on the 28th. And then we get into April, and it looks like we're going to start the season off against the Cleveland Indians, and we got Kansas City. And then the Tigers. I'm going to have a little bit of Cub action coming up. And the Blue Jays. See, will we see those Yankees? We'll not see the Yankees until, won't see, yeah, end of the year. This will be a good series against the Angels. There we go. We don't see them till September. We had 2 runs with them in September. And that's it. Just in the month of September, it looks like. So, play the Brewers. Right, so the St. Louis will be a good series. I like playing the Pirates, Cubs. Who doesn't like playing the Cubs? So there we are. So let's make sure we're going to go back in, lineups and depth charts. Clear depth chart. Okay, so we've got that all set up. Let's go to our schedule and just go ahead and start it off. Let's sim today. And we had a win 6-3 over Toronto. And if anyone jumps out here, Krylov had two hits out of 3 at bats. So did Buxton. And Ariz did all right. Ilio did all right. Pitching, it was Jose Barros and then Walden from the trade. 13.5, looking good. Looking like you want a job. Nice job. Look at Puck, though. He came on. Got a strikeout. Smeltzer got a couple strikeouts. Thielbar got a strikeout. Puck didn't walk anybody. He's the only guy not to walk somebody. And Buxton was your player of the game. So, not too bad there. Let's see how we do against the Royals. And we won that one 8-5. And Buxton had a hit. Boy, look at Jeffers, 4 for 4. Reese is 2 for 2. So not too bad. Shoemaker was 3.1. Awesome. 13.5 ERA. Welcome back to playing some baseball. Duran did well. Did 1 inning and 1.1 innings. He gave up a hit, walk, and he got a couple Ks. Wells got 5 Ks. Shoemaker got 4. So Ryan Jeffers is your player of the game. Not too bad. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sim out. And then we took on Cleveland and won 3-1. Buxton again had a good game. So did Ariz. So did Williams. And not too bad. How do we do on pitching? Yeah, I did 4 innings, solid work, 4 Ks, no walks. Alcala came on, got 3 Ks, no walks. Duffy had a hold, 2 Ks, no walks. Bradley, there's our new guy right there. He did give up a home run. He got 2 Ks, so he's got a 6.75 ERA. And Helena was our save. He only 2/3 of an inning, and he got a couple of Ks. So Buxton was your player of the game. And let's go again and see how we do against Seattle. Finish today. And it's a Sunday, so it should be a big news day. Excuse me. And it looks like we took our first loss against Seattle 1-2, so it was a close game. Castle. Gotta improve there. Garlic got a hit. Badu. Couple. Pitching, it was Randy Dobnak, and then Chris Taylor, and then Balazovic. And then Cody Station. All right, we're going to take a brief break. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back midway through spring training, and it looks like we had a run here. Started off strong. We had 3 wins, and then we gave up a couple losses, Seattle and Baltimore. Then we came back and got a couple wins against the Angels and the Tigers, and then the damn Yankees. Lost 1-0 to them. Let's see what happened there. Pitching was Dobnak. We got the loss. Boy, he didn't blow up, though. 1.12 ERA. And then, yeah, the bullpen did a pretty good job. So it was a pretty close game. Montgomery got the win for the Yankees. Nothing super outstanding in terms of hits. It was just a nice, tight game. So I can't complain too much about that. And then we lost. That set us off on a 4-game losing streak. So we've lost to Boston, Houston, Oakland, and the Yankees. And today we're going to be facing Texas Rangers. Well, let's go ahead and take a look and see where uh, spring training coverage. It's 5-6, so we're in third. Not too bad. White Sox are 8-3, and the Angels, they're 5-6. Dodgers are 5-5. All the powerhouses are basically kind of running about 500. One thing here I do want to look at, I want to look at preseason predictions. See where they predict our Twins to be. Oh, they got us losing to the Indians by 6 games. I have to see about that. I think that's going to happen. But we're predicted to go 89-73, so have a winning record. 130 stolen bases. Only the Royals are doing more than us. God, look at the look at the East. Like nobody is stealing bases. The Orioles are getting close, as are the Rays. But geez, Boston 28. Okay. The Houston Astros are predicted to win. The Indians, the Red Sox. And then we'll go down and look at the National League. It looks like the Brewers are going to win. The Braves and the Dodgers again. Dodgers coming in again at 112. So, and the Braves at 100. Brewers at 90. Where are the Padres? 93-69. So for top hitters, we don't have anybody. The top hitting category. Yelich is in there for Milwaukee. And then for pitching, we've got no one in there either. Fantastic. Boy, I'd love to get this guy. Corbin Burns. God, I love this guy. Would love to get look at the fastball curve, slider, changeup. All of them are big. He's only 8.1 million. So maybe we'll try and hustle something together to see if we could get him in a trade, but I'm sure they're going to want way too much. But there's your predictions for the season. Twins coming in at 89-73. Well, let's go back to preseason. Let's go check the mail real quick. See if there's anything. Council legend comment public. Okay. Like Polanco had an injury for 3 days. That's why I sat him for 4. And then, Crawford committed to Manny. Well, Cincinnati got their guy. All right, so let's go back to the Twins team schedule. And we're going to go ahead and sim out another week, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we had another week go down. We beat the Texas Rangers pretty solid, 11-4. See how many bats went off. Krylov had a great game, 3 for 3. Mountcastle went 2 for 5. So did Williams. He went 2 for 5. And Brent Rooker went 3 for 5. So we had Baду got a homer. So did Krylov and Rooker. Pitching, it was a Shoemaker. 1 inning. And then Puck came on, and then Wells, and then Dobnak got the win. Dobnak got 4 Ks. But Shoemaker, he's got to get better. He wants to retain that spot. Player of the game was Krylov. Well, not too bad there. We had a couple-day break, and then we lost to the White Sox, beat Tampa Bay, lost to Toronto, and lost a close one to Kansas City. We're going to go ahead and let's see where we are standing-wise. Spring coverage. There we go. So we are in third place at 7-9. We're actually tied with Kansas City. The White Sox continue to hold the lead at 12-4. Down in the West, it looks like the Angels are at 7-9. See how the Dodgers are doing. Yeah, the Dodgers slipped off. They're now 7-9. Padres are 10-5. I know it doesn't mean a lot, but just kind of interesting to see where they go. So we'll be back in a minute. We're going to go ahead and sim another week. So we'll be back on the 27th. Okay, so another week of spring training's behind us. Looks like we beat up Cleveland, lost to Seattle, lost to Baltimore, went struck out, or blanked the Angels, and then we beat up on Detroit. And again, the Yankees got the best of us, 3-4. And then we lost to Oakland 1-2. So we're losing some close games. Nothing's, tremendous blowouts or anything. We beat up on Tampa Bay pretty good, 9-3. Texas is 11-4. Go to this spring coverage. You can see where we're at. We're in second place with a 10-13 record. Dodgers are 10-13 as well, to give you some perspective. Padres are 14-8. And it looks like they're charged up for the season. And then if you look at the East, look at that. Three guys tied at 14-8 or 14-9. Braves, the Marlins, and the Mets. Yankees still holding on strong at 16-6. The Devil Rays behind them at 13-9. Boston at 12-10, so they've got a win record. So yeah, there you go. Twins need to turn it on a little bit. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our schedule. We've got this week going in, and then we're going to go ahead and sim it out all the way to the very end of spring training. So we'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so spring training is now complete, and we ended up with a win. The final game over Tampa Bay, we won 4-3. So let's take a look at the spring coverage and see where he ended up. 12-16, so we were less than 500. Tied with the Royals. The White Sox are the only team in our division at 18-10, have a winning record in spring training. Yankees won their division. Oakland Athletics won theirs. The New York Mets at 17-11. The Brewers won theirs, and the Padres look pretty good. By far the best record with 19-9. Well, let's go ahead and look at our mail and news real quick. We do have Flacco was injured, lightly injured. He's okay. He's just one day. Oh, looks like Paxton agreed to the Mets. How is James looking? He's looking pretty good. So he's now a Met. Where is the... There it is. It's our player development update. So Lewis Thorpe looks like he's improved. So he had some nice jumps with stuff, stamina, his overall rating. Shoemaker dropped off a little bit, as did Puck. Not good. I need Puck to be on. Dobnak has dropped a little bit. Jose went up. Liking that. He had 18 wins last year. Zovic. Like he's got a little good time. Ryan Jeffers improved. Brent Ricker, kind of a mishmash. Mount Castle didn't do as well. Krylov continues to improve. And so does Celestino. Yeah, look at Celestino. Yeah, not bad. Brent Ricker looking good. So, I think what we're going to do, we're going to get ready to wrap up this episode. We're going to do rosters and transitions and get ready for opening day. We're going to be starting off a series with the Cleveland Indians. If we go to Twins schedule, yeah, we're going to do Cleveland at Cleveland. And that's where we're going to start up the next sim. We're going to go ahead and get the roster set and pitching set up. And then we're going to go ahead and start sending season 2022. Looking forward to it. Hey guys, I really appreciate you coming back, and I hope the mic sounds a lot better. I'm getting better at doing this. If you do like it, go ahead and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It encourages me to continue to do these. I'm going to continue to do them regardless. And but I would love to see if some people were enjoying it. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section, and we'll address those. I hope things are going well for you, and we'll see you in the next installment of Church's Bottom of the Ninth. Thanks for joining.